saw that bright light and just boom, boom.
Huge lightning bolt, and it lasted a couple of seconds, and we felt the wave of it.
No needs on the Charlie side.
And then we ran out here.
You could see the hole in the wall where it hit.
Yep.
It's flaring up again right up there. We talked to a police officer down the street. He said that the man was in the house.
I just hope the guy's all right. These guys were so on it. I mean, they couldn't have been 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm just real thankful that that nobody got hurt and that everybody's safe.
It's just all those personal possessions in there, you can't get them back. I think he said there's a cat left inside.
The fire wouldn't go out and they were flooding it and he was in the basement.
I'm surprised they didn't bust out the windows sooner.
Oh my God, they found you, baby. Oh, thank them. That's life number 1. You got 8 more. You got 8 more, buddy. We lost everything, but we're okay. Everybody's safe. We're okay now.
Fill us with your peace right now.
What ended after almost a year and a verdict of not guilty for Geronimo Yanez, the police officer who shot and killed Philando Castile, marked a beginning of a night to comprehend and cope with an outcome that for some was tough to take. A rally outside of the Capitol building in St. Paul gathered an estimated 2,000 people, and as the sun set, protesters were on the move, shutting down University Avenue to traffic and light rail service.
We are unstoppable. When I heard the verdict, I was upset. I cried because there was no justice today, not at all.
No justice, no peace.
For more than 5 miles, marchers rallied through the streets,
Hands up.
some very clear about the message they wanted to send.
We need to get disruptive a little bit. We need to let them know our pain and what we feel.
Much of the anger directed at a verdict and a justice system some here say needs reform, but for those stuck in traffic delayed by the march, their patience was tested too.
We're black. It happened. We're proud. And he's guilty.
I support this crowd, but I just got yelled at from somebody, and so I'm just feeling a lot of mixed emotions right now.
As it continued, it poured onto I-94, blocking both lanes.
Look at him!
Law enforcement waiting almost 45 minutes before giving commands.
Please disperse. This is an unlawful assembly.
Then another 30 minutes after a 5-minute warning
Please disperse.
that protesters would be arrested if they did not leave.
If this is an unlawful protest, that's an unlawful murder, and we need justice. Period.
Some decided to test troopers.
And then it'd be your family and your family and your family.
Others left. In the end, the State Patrol says 18 people were arrested for blocking the freeway, though it all stayed mostly nonviolent. A night of unrest in St. Paul. Dylan Willenhouse, KARE 11 News.
Just when you think you know where life is taking you.
Yeah, curveballs.
One curveball after another.
The other side of the street is my subdivision.
Headed toward Murray Poloski.
Maybe I got lucky and there's no water in my house.
Yeah, there's water in his house.
It feels like I'm in a movie. It just does not feel real. How is this possible?
Curveballs. All right.
This is Carter Ryan, and this is Cameron James. They were born on their daddy's birthday, which was Friday.
Friday. Justice Harvey was about to change their world.
We'll be home in 48 hours. No big deal.
Oh, man.
The former Marine and his wife saved for years for this house.
Oh, my God, look at that. Those are pigs. Boar. Trying to escape.
Escape. Like their 2 older boys, 7-year-old Dylan and 4-year-old Drake, had to escape the flood while staying at their grandparents' house.
Sorry.
As Nicole's babies were born.
The most gut-wrenching moment as a mother. Seeing a picture of your children getting on a boat and you're not there.
And that nursery back home.
The little onesies.
I got him.
Oh, makes me want to cry.
It's just stuff, Cole. It's just stuff.
As a mom, you want to give them the best entry into the world. And I think I just feel like I wasn't able to do that.
Baby clothes in a garbage sack in a neighborhood unlikely to be home again for a year.
It's tough, knowing how much she is hurting.
Yeah. Curveballs.
But they're going to have a birth story, that's for sure.
Carter and Cameron and Harvey.
I have those 2 little babies. Is what's really going to help us get through.
Boyd Hupert, KARE 11 News, Katy, Texas. The first day of spring is about beginnings. But Patty and Ken Brown can't move past an ending.
Well, the hospice doctor felt like it would be about Easter, and that May was a stretch.
That's Patty and Ken on their 25th, not long after Ken's diagnosis with ALS. Life since has become machines and suctioning, and each day a little worse.
And he said he's feeling like he's being peeled like a carrot. You just keep seeing the losses. We gave away his motorcycle. That was hard. There's not much carrot left.
But the carrot, always pulling Ken forward, has been his kids.
That's Keegan. That's our daughter.
2 years ago, Ken saw Keegan graduate from the U of M.
In June.
It's huge.
He just needed to make it to May for Colin.
But lately you have your doubts.
At the U, doubts will not do.
Welcome to East Cliff.
Yeah. That's Colin, prematurely capped and gowned.
I think I'm nervous for Ken that he'll get, I'm real emotional. It'll be hard for him.
Hard.
Congratulations. Thank you.
In a bittersweet way.
Because he was diagnosed my freshman year, and it's been a big formative part of all of my college years.
Ken, we are so pleased that you have been able to share
hard
this moment with Colin.
Even for the university president, who approved this. No words needed.
1, 2, 3.
No one knows what comes in May. Right now, it's enough just to have today. Once upon a crime, a wee bit of Christmas was stolen. Yes, stolen from a kindly artist. An artist who loves her little creatures.
The Irish have their leprechauns, and the Germans had their gnomes, and the Norwegians had their julenisse.
Suzanne Tofte has risen to fame among Norwegian folk artists, though she lives not in Norway, but near St. Cloud, Minnesota.
This is the julenisse enjoying his lutefisk supper.
Suzanne's paintings sold in gift shops from Scandinavia to North America.
This is Merry Christmas in Norwegian.
But her story took a turn 40 Christmases ago when one of Suzanne's favorite creations fell victim to a heist.
One morning, I looked out the window and I saw my gnome was gone.
Suzanne's hand-painted, red-cheeked, guest-welcoming gnome snatched from her front yard Christmas display.
Susie went and called the cops.
Jack is Suzanne's husband.
Told them they stole my gnome, and he said, "What's a gnome?"
They said, "Can you give a description?" And I said, "Well, yes, he has a blue jacket and a real tall red pointy hat and lots of whiskers." And he said, "I'm sorry, ma'am, but I'm afraid you'll probably never see him again. He's probably in somebody's dorm room." And this was 40 years ago.
Suzanne went back to painting, making more little friends.
They're sold all over Norway.
As her memories of her old one faded.
You order whenever you're ready.
Till just last month, when she and Jack stopped for a bite at Arby's.
We were in the parking lot just getting in the car, and I happened to look over at the little strip mall.
Susie saw it first, yeah.
I said, "Jack, there's my gnome."
Across the parking lot, there he was, welcoming customers to the UFTA record store.
She said, "Jack, there's my gnome." And I said, what are you talking about?
But even Jack knew, upon closer inspection.
There's none other like it anywhere. So then we went into the store, and Jack was kind of gruff to the man. He said, "Where did you get that gnome?"
Got it at a garage sale about 10 years ago.
Turns out Jeffrey Peterson has a thing for gnomes.
Everyone needs a gnome.
The woman from whom he purchased this one told him she too bought it at a garage sale. The gnome's hiding place before that, unknown.
He was in captivity.
Might still be.
Alrighty, sir, it'll be $28.98, please.
If Jeffrey hadn't opened UFTA Records just this year and on a whim pulled from his garage his strip mall version of a Walmart greeter.
I was like, well, do you want it back?
She pondered that. This artist who has sent her paintings around the world. Then Suzanne Tofty decided her gnome looks perfect right where he is.
Oh, he was smiling. He was very happy.
So this Christmas, let it be written, gnome is where the heart is.
It is a good story, and it has a happy ending. That's the stories I like.
Boyd Hubert, KARE 11 News, St. Cloud. The home on Riverview Drive is now quieter.
You just can't imagine what it's like.
Keith Davison, retired district court judge, is still getting used to the alone.
April of 2016, that's when I lost her.
Keith lost Evie. After 66 years, their home went silent. Even Evie's now stilled wristwatch on the nightstand.
I just don't have the heart to move it. You cry a lot. That's just the way it is, you know, because she's not here.
Now, at 94, the judge has reached a decision.
Here comes the cement truck.
94.
Right here?
As he pondered a backyard addition and took the plunge.
It's 16 by 32, the pool itself.
Deep into missing his Evie, the judge had had enough silence.
Hi.
Then quit.
You ready to go swimming?
Quiet.
One of the judges, cool.
I knew they'd come.
Plenty of people thought the judge was joking when he first floated this idea.
This spring, when I saw him marking the yard, I told my husband, he's really going to do it. He's really going to put a pool in his backyard.
Hard to be lonely, he reckoned, if he surrounded himself with kids.
It's awesome and fun. Now we're going to be here every day.
I'm not sitting by myself looking at the walls.
And it's him spreading joy throughout our neighborhood and for these kids. And you get to know him and talk to him. That's one of the things he just talks about. He's like, I never had any grandkids. And so in a way, we're like, well, you kind of adopted our whole neighborhood of kids. These are your grandkids.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Come again, Ireland.
Grief
Right.
can be a deep, lonely place. Judge Davison took another step out the day the neighborhood dove in. Boyd Hooper, KARE 11 News, Morris.
Got it?
Oh, we're going up to see Franny, one of my best buddies.
Forgive Karen Axine if she's in a hurry.
She's gonna love this.
Leaving love in every corner.
Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Of Burnsville's Ebenezer Ridges nursing home.
Are you here tomorrow?
It's just what you do when an end begins.
We're here, sweetheart. You're special to me, you know that, right?
Yeah, you're special to me, too.
Hey, love you, gal.
Love you, too.
Because in a matter of weeks now,
when it's time,
she's going home. And there is no return ticket for a trip
to leave.
57 years in the making.
I will let you go.
How do you want them to remember you?
That I loved them very much.
Carefully planning her journey, Karen chose a companion for the crossroads ahead.
That's all.
That's all?
Yep.
Christy Moe Merrick, certified as an end-of-life or death doula.
I thank you so much for allowing me to travel this with you. Favorite memories? Did you do that?
No, I didn't do that.
Just as a birth doula helps a mother bring a baby into the world,
How to celebrate my life.
end-of-life doulas guide patients like Karen through an exit.
I forgot we have to call funeral homes.
bringing comfort and companionship to those who are dying.
That makes it real, huh?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Just keep breathing. I know.
With a victory over ovarian cancer, cancer later returned in the breast.
This was the first time he hit me like this.
Yeah.
Leaving Karen now in hospice.
Yes, I am. And that's okay. You don't have to look at death as like something terrible to go through. Even in the darkest of times, there's still life.
It's the reminder that you can do this.
Karen accepted her appointment with death, but divorced. She didn't want to voyage alone.
I can't believe then someone would think that much.
She met Christy through a Fairview Hospice volunteer program.
The card project.
Karen asked for help leaving a legacy.
Birthday cards.
Oh, look, that's what I needed as a wedding card.
But didn't expect mapping her final chapter.
And I'll be there reading it with them.
Would leave a new soul sister by her side.
I'm in a weepy moment today.
The main thing for me is that we're still alive until we're not.
Christy sees her role as filling a gap in end-of-life care, providing emotional, spiritual support needed to travel a sacred space.
Okay, sweetheart.
Between this world and the next.
She'll be there before I will. So if I can glimpse that with her, through her, then what a gift is that? I thought that you could have that, hang it in the window, because you get such nice light.
You're gonna give up something of yours for me.
Absolutely. All the colors of the rainbow. Okay, if I turn on a little music.
A few weeks later, Karen's health declines. But not her spirit.
Baby. Oh good, you're cracking yourself up. We're in a good place.
She may only have days now to finish letters to her 2 daughters and 6 grandchildren.
I don't know how to make heart balloons, but I'm trying. God has loved you so much that he made you on yours and only your golden day.
Each note sealed with love from the other side, detailing her final wishes. Be of service to someone in need. Make them smile. Shine your light.
Hold my hand.
Reach out and grasp life.
Of course.
Even in the face of death.
Make sure someone's holding my hand, okay?
I will do my best.
I hope it's a peaceful, happy time. I hope we're laughing. I hope I'm laughing till the very end.
She wants more than anything to be a teacher and to make that impact. And I just respect that so much. And that inspires me.
On a fall night, as the sun signaled a new passage,
I might go see God.
Karen began to dance on the threshold with eternal elegance.
How do you feel about that?
I love it.
Yeah, I think he's got big plans for you.
A doula's work is complete when Karen's daughter arrives in time for her departure. No baggage, just belonging. And just as Karen wished, the light shining through now guides her home.
Another spring headed toward high school graduation.
We stood, stunned, petrified.
Another Holocaust lesson.
Children thrown into the flames.
In Candace Ledman's Wayzata High School English class.
I didn't know that this was the moment and the time and place where I was leaving my mother and Tishbora forever.
Same lesson a few years back when Ms. Ledman invited to her class
right.
a Holocaust survivor.
The kids were just enthralled. They were all leaning forward and listening to, like, hanging on every word she said.
Esther Begum, in this photo with Ms. Ledman, taken that same day, is the grandmother of school secretary Stacy Siegel.
Yeah.
Sitting in on the class when she too learned something
Take a seat.
about her grandma.
One of the students asked her what her biggest regret was.
I expected her to say, I wish we would have run. I wish we would have hidden. I wish we would have saved pictures. And she said the one thing that I regret is not getting my high school diploma.
We endured the suffering and torture.
Like many Jewish teens under Nazi oppression, Esther was sent to a forced labor camp when she should have been in school.
It made me sad. It's just another thing that she had to deal with, that
so hard to even imagine.
As is this.
They took my mother and my brother in 42.
Did you ever see them again?
They went to Auschwitz. That's the death camp.
Concentration camps.
Seal, Esther's older sister, and Esther's father were also killed.
Cousins?
Cousins were gone.
Aunts? Uncles?
Aunts and uncles were gone. Everybody was gone.
Alone in the world in her mid-teens, Esther would fall in love with another Holocaust survivor, start her family, and move to Minnesota. Fulfilled, but for the part. Still empty.
My life forget that I didn't have an education.
Which is why
That's good. I like that.
this day
I'm so excited.
means so much.
Welcome to Wayzata High School.
Just hit me.
It's more than just a piece of paper to her.
Ms. Ledman suggested the honorary diploma to her principal, Scott Gengler.
No, I didn't hesitate in the least bit.
There we go.
It's 71 years overdue.
What do you think you're in?
Esther, surrounded by her great-grandchildren.
It's amazing.
The cap atop her head
Put one in the back.
that a world gone mad
There.
had denied her.
It's wonderful.
Esther's entire adult life spent waiting for a moment this stoic survivor never imagined would actually come.
Welcome to the graduation celebration of Esther Riker Begum.
Ms. Ledman herself interviewed Esther for her commencement video. This question,
What would a high school diploma mean to you?
responsible for these tears.
It's going to feel good that I finally made something out of me.
Imagine
Congratulations.
Esther thinking she hadn't already made from the horrible hand she'd been dealt something beautiful
You like to throw your hat?
of herself. Another spring, another graduate,
So happy. So happy for you.
and a wrong not exactly made right,
I will always remember.
but at least made better.
Proud of you, Grandma.
Boyd Hooper, KARE 11 News, Plymouth.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
At 16 by 24, that little garage will never be mistaken for a barn. But these days, it serves as such. For John Voles.
You can take the man off the farm, but you can't take the farm out of the man. That's him. He's a farmer through and through. He was born to be a farmer.
Chris Voles knows both her husband and what his garage has meant.
John was recently diagnosed with Lewy body dementia, Parkinsonism.
The diagnosis helped explain the changes taking place with John, the falls, and trouble speaking.
You can't do what you used to do, and you still want to do it. You know, there's so many things that you still want. You know,
so many things, but just one place he'd rather be. The family farm, just miles from town. John's no longer well enough to visit.
He went to the farm and he'd be gone 8 to 15 hours a day. And then all of a sudden, we were both here together.
So what's a farmer to do when he's forced to stay in town? If you're John, you don't sit down.
I just don't stop that easy.
8, 9, 10 hours a day, John has been making toys.
Toys and toys and toys and toys.
Toys bound for and already delivered to hospitals, missions, and shelters. And soon to occupy Christmas stockings filled by firefighters in his hometown.
It's for the children, our children, you know.
Like the children in Houston, to whom John shipped these 450 toys after Hurricane Harvey. As colder weather approached, John's son and nephew insulated his garage. His wife bought him a heater so he wouldn't have to stop.
It's been the world to him.
Facing a condition he could have treated as life over.
Trucks.
John has made since April 1,000 wooden toys.
I am so proud of him for what he does and so proud of the transition he's making.
Chris can't be certain where the road will next take her husband. But John knows this.
There's some more stuff that I wanted to make, you know, when I get a little older, you know.
79, failing health, but still a farmer.
Don't want to quit yet.
A farmer wherever John Voles is planted.
You find life where you can. That garage is a big part of it. Big part of it, yes.
Boyd Hupert, KARE 11 News, Minnesota Lake. The rest of his team is still 10 minutes from practice
The Zamboni will be coming out.
as Cole Schuster is set.
Now it's time to get ready for the Zamboni.
No way he'd be late for the main event.
There goes that Zamboni. Now he's lowering the conditioner. He's turning his water on.
For us, it's something so mundane.
Now he honked the horn.
But for him, it makes his day. It makes its day.
Shannon and Pat Schustad are not the first parents
Now he honked the horn again.
to raise a child who sees the world through a different lens. But even they understand.
This is his thing.
This is unique.
Holy crap, he missed the spot.
An obsession, really.
You missed the spot over there.
Dating back to Cole's diagnosis with autism.
First time that Zamboni backed out onto the ice, it was whatever that machine is and whatever it does, I want one.
I want a part of it.
Here we go, everybody.
Turns out the hockey community
Forest Lake
wanted a part of it.
Princeton.
Too.
I posted it to my Facebook wall.
Hockey families from around the globe
Latvia.
have responded with photos
The KHL in Russia.
for Minnesota's
Iceland.
Zamboni boy.
Matt Cullen from the Pittsburgh Penguins, it touched my heart that something so simple and so little could bring a boy such happiness.
What do you call it? The musical Zamboni? A trombone.
If there's Zamboni drivers out there that are watching this, they're going to look at Cole and go, I've seen him.
I've seen him.
I can guarantee it. I can guarantee it.
Shoot! Hard to miss the kid who bust out of a hockey drill
Thanks, have a good day.
to share a moment with one of his heroes.
If you ask Cole what he wants to do when he's older, he says he's going to retire being a Zamboni driver.
Yep, he wants to
He
drive a
absolutely, in his heart of hearts, that's what he's going to do.
So why wait?
If you have access to a pond, the dream could come true.
Cole's dad put the bug in a couple of his crafty co-workers' ears.
Welded a lot of metal, but never built a Zamboni before.
Jason Friedrich was like everyone else.
I had to be a part of it.
This Zamboni will be filling up with hot water. The John Deere Zamboni.
2 or 3 times a day he's out doing the Zamboni.
Good to go?
He's watched Zambonis at the ice rink so many times that he mimics the exact pattern.
I'm turning left.
We probably have the thickest ice in the state right now.
And just when it seemed it couldn't get better, along came Eric Sutherland.
I guess I got the ultimate way.
The keeper of the Andover Arena Zambonis.
Hello.
Keys.
Hi, how are you?
Lights?
For sure.
Hi.
The board rush.
All these people.
Eric, full gas. Just like that, full gas.
Eric met Cole, like all Zamboni drivers do.
There's this kid just waving and waving.
What better gift, he thought, than a sheet of ice
A goal!
for him and Cole
You wave to him.
to smooth.
This has been his dream. This is awesome.
Just think how this started a decade ago
There's Ma.
with a little boy's fascination.
We're gonna wave.
A machine and the human beings who gave it a heart.
When you have a child that has a disability, you don't know what the future is going to bring. But I can just tell you, it's full of so many blessings. And we are the lucky ones. We are.
With no journey immune from rough patches,
Thanks, everybody.
who among us couldn't use a life resurfacer? Boyd Hupert, KARE 11 News, Ham Lake.